Hi, and welcome back to another episode of The Breakdown with Bethany. I'm Bethany Braun-Silva, and today I'm going to be breaking it down with someone I've admired and really fangirled over for a really long time, and that's Tori Spelling. Tori is a mother of five, an entrepreneur, a host, and of course, an actress. We love Tori, and I can't wait to dive into all things motherhood and her new show. So stay tuned. Well, Tori, let's jump right in. You've had such a busy week between the Masked Singer and then your kids starting school yesterday. We have so much to cover, but I did want to start with the Masked Singer because I was so moved by your Instagram post, the one where you talk about how the Masked Singer brought you so much confidence. And I know as a mother, especially when we instill confidence in ourselves, it helps to instill confidence in our kids. So can you tell us a little bit about what that experience was like?
So singing in public and performing in public, huge fears, lifelong fears of mine. And, I'm raising five kids, especially two really strong females. And I really wanted to lead by example. And when I started my journey working with Masked Singer, it was my biggest fear. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. And then I'm like, wait. No, you tell your girls that they can do anything and be anyone they want to be. So you know what? You need to take on your biggest fear and do it. Bad or good, who knows what the outcome's going to be, but you got to dive in. And the journey doing it has been so amazing because what I didn't realize is that, it's not just singing and performing, it's actually being behind a mask. And being in the public eye my entire life, I have always felt like, I have amazing fans, but then I have people that, judge me. They hear my name, they judge me. They see my face, they judge me. They, see what show I was on, they judge me. I have people that still say, oh, you're only working on shows because of your dad. And I was like, well, sadly, my dad passed 15 years ago and I'm working every day. But it's stuff that sticks with you. And I think more than anything, it sticks with us inside. So that's why speaking to that, being inside a mask, I could be confident because I could be anyone I wanted to be. They didn't know it was Tori Spelling. So, people that might say, oh, it's Tori Spelling, I'm going to judge her before she even starts. They had no idea. So it was such a freeing feeling. I can't even tell you. And I loved it. And whenever I wear that mask, I stand up straighter than ever. My shoulders are back. I have so much confidence and it just stays with me. And anytime, we have ebbs and flows in life, it starts to dip. I'm like Masked Singer. And then I'm like, oh, right back there.
Oh my gosh, we as a fan and as a mom too, oh my gosh, I loved that journey for you. I know that's such a cliche saying, but I'm always rooting for you. So I'm really glad to see that. And so I'm wondering, because you mentioned that people hear your name and there's sort of all these preconceived notions and judgments. What about, I know you've been open about your kids experiencing bullying, at school. Is there anything like, do they experience the same kind of thing with, being your children?
There has been a layer of that. But bullying comes in all varying degrees, and it comes, it's very subjective and individual, and, it's all how it makes us feel. And it can be about so many different things. And, I have different kids that have been bullied for different things because they're all their own person. I have 5 to 15. I mean, as you know, with kids, like it's just, you never know what's going to happen. And there's always that fear that's like, oh gosh, you want it to work out. You want things to be good, but there's the unknown. And when it happens, you just kind of have to handle it the best you can.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, this is one of the busiest time of year for moms, especially for families. And I was going to say, you have a wide age range of kids, 5 kids between the ages of 5 and 15. So how are you managing with all the back to school? What are some of your tips? Because my kids don't go back until September 8th. And like I said, I only have 2, but I need all the help I can get. So,
you know what? It's stressful for parents, whether you have 1 or 5, like it doesn't get easier. You know what? I used to put a lot of pressure on myself, and I'm telling you, social media, as I'm sure you can relate, doesn't make it easier. I see moms with the signs they've ordered and had made, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't do that. And I literally will like, where's a sticky note? First day, ninth grade, hand it to my kid, hold it up, take a picture. And it's like, you know what? That's okay. Because we'll look back and be like, hey, it wasn't perfect, but it was our lives. And this is the memories we'll like actually make rather than having that perfect photo. But it's stressful. And I always think I'm not a planner, which is hard with 5 kids. My brain doesn't think that way. But first week of school, I try my best to get off on the right foot, think ahead about taking my kids to the grocery store, picking out snacks. I always say, hey, just when you think, this kid likes that, this kid likes this, the next school, they're like, no, I don't like that anymore. I'm into this now. It's like, okay, let's go. Let's veer that way.
And it always happens right when you like stocked up on whatever it is.
Of course, I just went to Costco and got the huge box of granola bars that you loved last year, and now you don't want them. Yeah, of course. But also, like prepping, like cutting like vegetables, fruit, you can put that in the refrigerator like days before, trying to make the lunches the night before, not like scrambling in the morning and laying out clothes. That's my biggest thing and I have a couple of them that are like, Mom, that's embarrassing. Like, I'm too old for you to lay out my clothes. And it's like, listen, no one sees what goes on here. Oh, except I just told you that. But other than that,
I don't think their friends will be watching.
Fine. Yeah, everyone gets it. But I'm like, you know what? Especially with girls, I'm like, okay, let's go through your stuff. Let's do the fashion show now. Let's settle on something now. And let's just lay it out. So tomorrow morning, you're not like, I don't know where my socks are. I can't find them. I can only find one shoe. How did a pair get lost in the house? So it's always that. So just thinking ahead, and especially going back during these times where, they've been through so much in the last couple of years. And now I feel like they're having to relearn how to socialize and do that all over again, which is so hard for them. This is stuff, when we were young, we didn't have to navigate. It's a whole new time now. So I put little notes. Now, am I going to stick with those notes all year? No, I don't want to put the bar too high. I'm probably going to slack, but at least the first week I try to put a little note. Each kid's different. So I know one loves comedy. I'm going to put a little joke, which he'll say like, oh, it's such a mom joke. That's okay. And, one, an inspirational quote, one like a cute drawing because she loves art. So it's just like, know your audience and you kind of acclimate to what works for them.
Yeah. And actually, going back to what you said, I always love to say real is better than perfect. And I think you are such a prime example of that because you are also very aspirational out there. But I love that you're just so real about, your motherhood journey, everything that's going on with you. And I was actually so surprised to hear that you're a migraine sufferer. I mean, I get them once in a blue moon, and I can't imagine having to kind of go through all the things that we as mothers go through with a migraine on top of that. So how are you managing?
Exactly. No, I hear you. So I actually started getting migraines 20 years ago. I got my first migraine filming on the set of 90210. And it was just like, it was debilitating. I didn't know what was happening. It was like I missed work, and I never missed work. And it just like that journey was so hard. And in the past, like I just couldn't find the right treatment, couldn't find the right medication that worked for me. And I was missing stuff, like not only missing work, but, when I started to have kids, I would miss, a performance at school. I would miss, I could have in the past missed the first day of school. And that's so important that we're present and there for them. And about 2 years ago, I found Nurtec ODT, and this works for me. This is something that makes my migraines go away, makes them, and it's even, you can take it at the onset or it's preventative. So if I know that and stress, my number one trigger, it is. So I know first day of school, it's going to be a huge trigger. I will take my medication ahead of time, knowing that in just, it's a dissolvable tablet. So I could always have it on me. So if it happens, I have it with me. And I know within an hour or two, I'm going to be back and I don't have that, what we call migraine fog afterwards. And have, that like I have to be in bed all day. Like I can go back to my normal life and be on my game. And, I don't have the side effects, but the likely side effects, the side effects that people could possibly have are stomach pain, nausea, and indigestion. But yeah, it's really worked really well for me. So I kind of like tell everyone, it's so individual, works for people, but communication and talking about it and realizing you're not alone. We know as moms, like that's the biggest thing, is knowing you're not alone in situations. It just helps to hear somebody say, like, even you saying, I get a migraine every once in a blue moon, made me feel more comfortable. Cause I'm like, okay, even though maybe it's not like as often as I can get them, like I relate to you now even more. And, right now, 40 million Americans suffer from migraines. So it is something that everyone should talk about. And I tell people, like, information is key. Like, by talking about it, you might learn about something that works for you. What works for me is Nurtec ODT, but people should definitely talk to your physician and go to nurtec.com to get more information to see if it's the right fit for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think a lot of times with moms too, like we don't want to like bring attention to ourselves. We don't want to admit things wrong. So we'll just sort of kind of suffer in silence. So I'm so happy that you're bringing an awareness to this topic, because it might not be as serious as some, but like it can be very debilitating. But just to switch gears a little bit, Tori, you have been on our TVs for years. You are such like a mainstay on television and sort of just like brings comfort to like people who are just love to see you. And so tell us a little bit about your new show. I know it sounds really interesting, kind of like a lifestyle, like a mix of things for home and food, yeah, and all of that.
It's kind of, if anyone knows me, they know it's kind of everything I love to do wrapped up into one TV show. So it's called At Home with Tori, and I get to cook, I get to bake, DIY, party plan, and I do it all with my kids. So it's a really fun family show. I have my friends on it. So it kind of appeals to every demo, and it's on Vizio. It's streaming right now, the first season. And it's just been so much fun to do. And my daughter, my 14-year-old daughter, is amazing. She's on the show a lot. She's such a talented baker. And so she does a lot of the recipes with me, which has been really great for her. I've been public about her bullying in the past at previous schools and how it lessened her confidence. And that's the place where she excels at. Her confidence just, oh my God, you could see it. And it's so great. Like when she bakes, when she cooks, when she DIY, she crochets, she can make anything. I see her confidence come back. And I think it's really important that we kind of navigate that each child is different and what builds their confidence and kind of go with that. So this show totally does that for her.
That's I'll pay you later. You totally did a full circle moment for my interview. We started with confidence. We're ending with confidence. Tori, thank you so much. You're a joy. I'll be rooting for you all the way. So yeah, thank you so much. If there's any information that you want to share where we can watch, you said Vizio, but about the medication or anything else, you can share that with us now.
Everyone can go to nurtec.com and URTEC to get more information.com.
All right. Thank you so much, Tori. Have a great day. Appreciate the time.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.